Hey, what's going on guys, Migzuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Gruul BARD class aggro deck for standard best of 3. So because of the standard metagame challenge, I am taking a break from standard 22 and using it as an excuse to play a Gruul BARD class deck, which I find a lot more exciting in current standard as opposed to standard 2022. So basically that event gives me an excuse to play a cool deck, make a video on it, and farm out some cards. So for those of you that haven't seen BARD class, it's a Gruul. The first level reads legendary creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on them. Level 2 is legendary spells you cast cost a Gruul less to cast, but it doesn't reduce the colored mana. And then on level 5, sorry about my voice, level 5, whenever you cast a legendary spell, exile the top 2 cards of your library, you may play them this turn. So keep in mind, it's not only legendary creatures, but legendary spells that are affected by the second and third levels. So we can run cards like Asika's Chariot and Embercleave, and they still get a discount, and will still trigger level 3. So we basically surround our deck with a bunch of powerful Gruul legendaries. Our ideal curve is like turn 1 Sentinel, turn 2 Bard class sometimes. If not, you can go like turn 2 Magda, tap them both, and then play a turn 2 Bard class as well, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, so let's say you don't have that, you can go turn 2 Bard class, turn 3 level it up, and then play either like a Grumgully, Clothis, or Rata for 1 mana, and then dump your just 2 mana Gruul creatures. You can play them for 0 mana after level 2 has been activated, which is pretty sweet. So this deck has a slow turn 1 and 2, but as soon as turn 3 becomes freaking explosive, and it's a lot of fun. So you have like Magda as a good legendary, costs 1 mana. These are solid creatures, basically cast them for 0. Sentinel helps you ramp and can fix your mana. We have a couple double costs here. Bone Crusher Giant isn't a legendary creature, but it's so powerful to stomp into the 4/3 that I think we need to run it. Grumgully makes everything enter with a +1/+1 counter on it, because I don't think we have any humans. No, we do not, so everything will come in with an extra +1/+1 counter, and the Bard class will give it a additional +1/+1 counter, so when you have this combo, everything gets +2/+2 when it enters. Clothis is freaking sweet. Because of the Bard class having 2 devotion and a ton of our creatures having a lot of devotion, you actually animate Clothis more than you'd think, so that's pretty nice. And it's very hard to remove. It has indestructible, and it can slowly chip out win the game. Rata helps you hit your land drops. It also has a mana sink ability, so I really like Rata in the deck. Aside from that, we also have Chariot, just basically a solid legendary Gruul card. It helps create more tokens, have a 4/4 blocker or attacker sometimes. Questing Beast, legendary Gruul creature, you guys know Questing Beast, and some Cleaves to help us close out the game. Because we are a aggro deck at our core, we're just using the Bard class as a sort of accelerant or value engine, however you want to put it. Mana base, we have some of the new lands. I honestly haven't activated them all that much. I've used Shadow Skull Smashing more, but they're good to have, and they enter untapped a lot of the time. For the sideboard, we run Red Cap Melees because Mono Red and Winota are real decks, Burning Hands because Mono Green is a real deck, and I like this against Naya as well because they have a bunch of cheap creatures like Clarion Spirit that you can take out, and they also have more expensive stuff like Lovestruck Beast that you want a efficient answer to. Ooze for the graveyard decks, Ox against Rogues, Dragonfire, because I've noticed there's a lot of 3 toughness creatures that we can't kill, so I like 1 Dragonfire in the sideboard. A Crownwar, freaking crazy combo with the Sentinel. You can tap the creatures on your upkeep of the 3rd chapter to blow up any of your opponent's stolen creatures, which is pretty nice. Garruk against Naya Adventures, the trample is very relevant, also good against control decks. Gargaroth against any deck where it's hard to remove and where attacking and blocking is relevant. So the deck isn't crazy powerful, but it definitely is a lot of fun and can get you a couple really sweet wins. It will be in the description down below as always. If you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Let's get into some games. Okay, let's go. On the play. So no Bard class, but we can still curve out some pretty solid Gruul creatures. So we're going to keep it. We will need to draw land, but we are running 24. I've had to make a couple land cuts. We started flooding too much. Hello. Okay, blue. Doesn't look like rogues though because there's no companion. So we're just gonna fetch for the red source. And there's land 3, feels good. Get Targnar down. And pass the turn. Okay, so something's holding priority with 1 blue mana. Is it that unsummon for enchantments too? Okay, weird. Maybe a cycler. I'm going to get in there. It is the unsummon, okay. But now, since the opponent tapped, not tapped out, but tapped all their blue mana, we can play Clothis and get a very consistent clock down on the opponent. Nice. So, is it something? Oh, this looks like Jeskai Mutate combo. Monka S. That's like the only deck that would run See the Truth. Wall of Runes? What am I facing here? I got no clue. So let's be mana efficient. We're just gonna play double Targnar. Because double spelling is better than... Oh, nope, that was dumb. Card is legendary. Card is legendary, guys. What am I facing? Opponent's big throwing me off.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
So I should have played Rada or Grumgully last turn. Probably Rada, try to find land. How much mana do I need this turn? I could exile this and have 6 mana. So we can go Rada into Grumgully. But I think 5 mana is fine. We're just gonna ping the opponent. Once again. Send the Targnar at Tef. Opponent blocks. We'll let damage go through, because if not they can phase out Targnar. And now I can stomp this Wall of Runes. And they can't phase it out, which is pretty nice. So, Grumgully or Rada? I mean, Rada helps hit my lands, but Grumgully makes everything bigger. Let's get Grumgully down this turn. I can get Rada down next turn and try to find land.
I do love a good puzzle.
Okay. So, rough start, but we're doing okay. I have no idea what we're facing here. Like some weird Is It control deck.
Ideas like seconds of
They do have like this Teferi skin and some card arts, so I have no idea what this is. Okay. This is like straight up Is It spells. So do I take the extra mana? 5, 6, I'm at 5? I guess I take the extra mana. Extra mana seems okay right now. Also, I can animate Clothis with enough devotion. So we're gonna play Rada and hope to hit land off this. No land, feels bad. I'm also gonna play out my Bone Crusher Giant to increase the amount of devotion I have, because I don't want Clothis to be sent away. Okay, they phase out my... Yeah, that's why. I don't want that to happen in combat. They shock my Targnar, and Clothis will... Yeah. Well, it's not going to be animated anymore.
think fast.
At least I know I'm drawing an Embercleave, which is a pretty solid card to know that you're going to draw. The opponent can phase my stuff out. Weird Is It spells control deck. Okay. How much mana do I need? This is going to cost me 2. I can play the Sentinel. And if I want to play the Targnar, I pretty much have to just exile this land. Okay. We'll do that then. Red. Red-green pre-combat. 1, it pumps the devotion. 2, it they phase out my Grumgully now, yeah, Devotion goes right back up. And just in case, I am going to play more Devotion creatures. They're going to shock it. All right. So, what are we sending where? If they have one other spell, we're getting screwed over by the weird. I think we just send 2 at Tef. Okay, that's fine. Because whatever happens there, we at least trade one of our creatures for the Tef worst case scenario. And now our Grumgully will phase back in. Now we don't need all the extra mana, we can exile Teferi. Finally get some Rada value. Alright, let's go to combat. Attack like that. Do I attack with Grumgully too? I guess we do. Let's be careful, let's hold it back. Where do you block? You block there. So let's go to first strike damage. Okay, they divide that. In response, I will Ember Cleave. And the opponent scoops it up. Yeah, basically it sends us right back to first strike damage, because first strike damage never actually happened. Okay. Weird pile. Weird pile that I'm facing. Just like, is it spells control? This thing starts as a 2/2, right? Yeah. Okay. I mean, Red Cat melee? Is that worth it? We know they run the Spell Gorger. I'm not sure. What am I even siding against this deck? I mean, it's kind of like an Is It control deck. Bounce spells. Do I side in Garrick? I mean, Questing Beast is pretty good. Cleave is worse on the draw. Maybe we go like 1 Red Cat melee, but even then, that's like, it's so sketch. Because we can still take them out early. Maybe we drop off 1 Magda and 1 Cleave. Didn't mean to do that. Wait, what? What did I end up cutting there? Yeah, okay, so let's say I drop off 1 Magda and 1 Cleave. What do I want to bring in? We can bring in Garrick. Garrick seems okay. Gargaroth is interesting. I mean, they are a red deck, so it's going to be harder for them to remove the Garrick. Sorry, the Gargaroth. We can drop off 1 Targnar. And I really like Questing Beast in this matchup because it gets through some of their creatures to Teferi. Magda doesn't seem bad for an early burst of mana. Rada seems pretty good because keeping up with land is nice. Tough call, honestly. You know what, we'll cut 1 Bone Crusher Giant. They don't have that many creatures. Okay. I like that. Okay, we got that Bard class hand. Opponent on the mulligan. So no turn 2 creature to go with the Sentinel, but I think that's okay. We can go for a turn 1 Sentinel, turn 2 Bard class, turn 3 level it up and play a 1 mana Clothis, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so opponent definitely has a shock. And I think getting this shocked is okay. Oh, what? They didn't have a shock. Their turn passed priority very awkwardly, which is why I thought they had that. I could have also checked phase, but you know. Spell Satchel. Okay. Get in there for a point of damage. We got Bard class down. Okay, double blue. Counter spells are online. So what's it gonna be? Foretell. And this can't tap for mana yet. Okay. So I think we can have a pretty cheeky set of plays. We're just gonna put this on red for now. We'll get that one on green later. Level up the Bard class. Play Gruul. And then we're going to tap both to play Clothis. That's pretty sweet. That's a pretty devastating turn 3. That's what I love about this deck. It's just so freaking explosive. Once you level up your Bard class, like, it's nuts. Okay, 1 damage to everything. Okay. Nice. Bard class gets there. Weird game, guys, honestly. But you know what? We managed to win. Okay, on the draw. Hand is pretty good. We have Sentinel, Gallia. Second red source is nice. Untapped lair on 1. We are missing a Bard class, but it's okay. Our deck functions without it. It's just built around it, if that makes sense. Okay. Get Gallia down, and we just swing. Nice. We don't really run any other haste creatures. Uh-oh, there's Spellbinder. Okay, what's the opponent gonna grab? They take out Cleave, which is, like, fair. Should I attack first? See if the opponent wants to trade for anything. Alright, let's see if the opponent wants to give up their Spellbinder. They traded for Gallia. Okay, that's fine. Then I can play out my other Gallia without haste. And then it looks like they're Naya Adventures. It looks like Shadow Skull Smashing might get more than 1 target. Ooh, okay, they're Naya Winota. Fair. Card is pretty sweet. So, I can Shadow Skull for 3, just take out the Ranger. Or I can play Bard class and level it up, and then next turn Shadow Skull for 4. Is this a human? It is a human. I think the play is just Bard class. Level up Bard class. Pass the turn. It's gonna make all my future spells really cheap. And I don't think Shadow Skull Smashing is worth it right here. Okay, Seeker's Chariot is really good. Opponent just slamming bangers on us, and we have very low impact spells. Do they attack with their Ranger? No. Okay. Alright, so I can level up my Bard class, and then play out Gruul. Or I could just level it up and pass, and then play out Gruul next turn and hopefully do a chain of spells. But Gruul will come down as a 4/4, which is a pretty good blocker, and as long as I draw any other legendary spell, we're in business. So alright, let's go. It also gives me the 3rd creature for Gallia. Sadly, we don't get to cast any of the exiled spells. Magda and Cleave. Magda would have been really nice to have. Just more mana. We can lose a Cleave, though. I mean, this one would have been cheaper. And the opponent's going to play out their Winota. They have 3 procs. That's a lot. That's a lot of procs. Please no Blade Historian. I don't even know if this deck does run Blade Historian. Kenrith. Ouch. Blade Historian. Okay. So 5, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Alright, I block here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm dead if I block that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Do we just block here? Trade? I think so. God. And I can't do combat math. Okay, against Winota. How are we doing this? I don't think we're going to win that anyways, so I don't think it really matters. That seems good. Do we want this? 6 damage if target permanent is green. I mean, it takes that out, but then again, so does Red Cap melee. Gargaroth seems good. We can drop off a Cleave. We can drop off Questing Beast. What else do we not need? I can probably drop off a Magda. I don't know. Dragonfire in... Do we want a Crowan War? Any humans in the deck? Not really. Tough call. I haven't exactly prepared for Naya Winota when building the deck. So what do we want? I think this is fine, and then we make some cuts. Can probably drop off a Rada. One Targnar. And like a Magda. All right, let's go. Okay, on the play, nice. Hand is okay, we're gonna need more land though. All right, what you got? Opponent thinking about their keep. What you gonna play, opponent? Nothing. Okay. They just mull, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sweet art. We're gonna get Magda down because she can ramp us to Chariot if we draw land. Then into Innkeeper, okay? They can play another 2-drop here. Yeah, there it is. We do draw land. Gonna play Targnar because I don't plan on attacking here. Alright. And they stomp my Magda. Okay. They can also play this out even if they miss land 3. And they hit land 3 anyways. Okay. No blocks. Not bad. We'll play out the Chariot. I'm going to attack first. Could have played this. Let's get the Chariot down. Pass the turn. Okay. What do you got? Opponent is deep in thought. It's all you, man. this is my least favorite thing to give commentary over, because there's nothing fucking happening, so I just kind of sit here awkwardly while opponent considers playing out a Bone Crusher Giant or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They do not have Pack Tactics draw a card, and I can animate this Chariot at any time. They have Winota, and they only have 1 proc though. I think that's why they were bugging out so hard. It's also a human, so that's a mistake. Nice. Okay. So I can crew the Chariot, attack with everything. Halfling, human. I can also... No, I can't. I don't have my Shadow Skull anymore. Alright, we're gonna start here. Fetch a green. I can play Gallia. Right. Crew the Chariot. Attack with all. Pack Tactics, everything. I'm not going to discard a card at random. I have Cleave, and I kind of want that to stick. And now because of Pack Tactics, Cleave is really solid. Alright. I think we get there. It's going to be very difficult for my opponent to come back from this. Alright, nice. Let's get a game 3. So, how are we doing game 3? I still want my red cap melees. Seems good in the match. Cleave is a lot worse on the draw. So is Magda. To be fair, our entire deck is a lot worse on the draw. Do I want these Acroan Wars? I'm not sure I do. Maybe I put 1 in. Here the dragon freaking Gruul. That's pretty sick. Also, these Burning Hands are weird, right? There's a bunch of green creatures I can tag. So maybe I sub in 1 Burning Hand as well for like a Magda because we're on the draw. Just be a little bit more defensive. I'm not convinced a Crowan War is good in this match. Maybe it is and I'm just an idiot. We'll see. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Alright, we have a pretty slow hand, but at least we have our Bard classes. So we can go turn 2 Bard class into turn 3 level up Bard class. Play something else. There's an Innkeeper. Something's holding priority for 1 mana. Maybe they drew a Sentinel off the top, or maybe they just drew this. Okay. So turn 2 Bard class. This is kind of the curve that we want. As long as they don't Winota us right here. I mean, even if they do Winota us, they need a proc it. A Chariot. Alright, so opponent's accelerated. But unless they can slam Winota on their following turn, we're going to be really chilling. Like, really chilling. So we're going to put this on green, because this is going to be our other red. Level up the Bard class. Play out Grumgully. It'll be a 4/4. Play out Gallia. Also a 4/4. Do I trade, or do I get in there? I don't think so. I think I'm in a good spot. And if the opponent slams Winota, I want to be able to block some stuff. Okay, Spellbinder. I mean, my entire hand is gas, but they're probably going to end up taking the Chariot. It'll cost me 5 mana now. So to be fair, not the worst attacks in the world. Red Cap melee is interesting. I can take out the Chariot and sack a land, but it's also good Winota insurance. Do I attack here? I think I attack with just Gallia and see what the opponent wants to do. They take it. The fact that I have this makes me feel a lot better. So I'm playing this as a land, right? Am I bolting it in and then shooting two things with the other smashing? Or am I holding open mana for Winota? I think they would have played Winota last turn if they had it. So we're gonna go for it. 1-1. 1 and 1. Submit. Okay. Not bad. This makes a lot of their attacks look less threatening. We basically have one turn. If, like, their draw isn't Winota, then we're happy. And I honestly don't think they had it. Okay. That's fine. That is A-okay with me. They can crew the Chariot, make another cat. But I think I'm happy just trading my Grumgully for it. Yeah. Okay. 3-mana Chariot? That's pretty sweet. Pretty freaking sweet. Now, do I hold back or do I attack? I think I hold back. This is a weird game. I think we can outgrind them with our Bard class. But now we pretty much have to spend every turn holding open 1 mana. Oh, they can also pump this hamster or pump anything else to the sky, so maybe we should have just taken out the ranger. Okay, they make this thing a 6/6. I can crew the Chariot, attack, like block with Gallia and the Chariot. They only get one thing. And then I can take this out. Or I can block with like a cat. I think we crew the Chariot here. Just because I have the other one. And if the opponent wants to take out Gallia, then we can just crew the Chariot and attack with it. Okay. And now I can shoot this because I don't want them making one creature big every single turn. Alright. We do hit the land, which is freaking sweet. So I can play land 5. I can attack with everything first of all, get the Gallia trigger. Oh, the opponent doesn't want any more of it? Alright, nice. So awkward game 1, but we really managed to clean up in game 2. And 3. Sorry.